All right, so welcome to November 8th. Today we are going to do my MLB free agent predictions. So we're going to take the top 10 free agents out on the market. I am going to do that, and I'm going to tell you where they're going to end up. Now, we're not going to go over term or money or anything like that because last year the free agency was a bit hectic and crazy, and no one really had a clue what they were doing. Guys that didn't deserve big contracts were getting big contracts. Guys that did deserve big contracts were getting crappy contracts, so it really didn't make a lick of sense. So I'm not going to make myself look too stupid by trying to guess term and dollar amount. So we're just going to stick with the team. So the consolation round, I'm going to take a couple guys that didn't make the top 10, but were very close, and I'm going to tell you where I think they're going to end up. So let's get started with the three guys that I'm going to pick outside of the top 10. Now, I didn't include Japanese import players. I don't even know how to pronounce his freaking name. Sushi Amatama. Who gives a shit? He's going to end up with the Yankees anyways, obviously, so who cares? So, first guy, Zack Cozart. Zack Cozart is a good utility infielder. He's got some pop. He's able to hit for average. He's decent with guys in running and with runners in scoring position. So he's going to be able to get a fair number of RBIs. Where I see a guy like Zack Cozart falling is a team like the Toronto Blue Jays. The Toronto Blue Jays last year decimated with injuries, especially on their infield. Devin Travis, Captain Band-Aid. Tulo, he sucks. And Donaldson was pretty much hurt the entire year until the end there where he went off for a bit. Where a team like Toronto could really use a guy like Zack Cozart kind of in that utility infielder role, almost like a Ben Zobrist type of thing, because they're getting old and they're getting depleted and they're banged up. So Zack Cozart, good fit for Toronto. Don't know how much money he's going to make. He's probably going to make way too much money than he deserves because really, he's not a big name player, and that's probably why he didn't make the top 10 list. Number two, probably the 1B relief pitcher on the market, Greg Holland. Had a great year coming off of Tommy John surgery. Opted out of his 2008 option with the Rockies to become a free agent. I don't see him going too far away from Colorado. In fact, I find him going back to Colorado probably on more of a long-term type of deal. He's probably going to get some decent money. That's why he opted out, which is a smart business move for him. But I see him staying with Colorado. He was able to do something that not a lot of pitchers can do, and that's find success as a pitcher in Colorado. So he's going to stay there. Last but not least, Carlos Santana. Carlos, not the singer. Nope, not the singer. But Carlos Santana is probably going to stick with Cleveland, I would assume. So I would probably peg him to stick with Cleveland. He's got a pretty good thing going there at one bag. The only other team I could really see posing a threat to Cleveland re-signing him would be Texas. But Texas just released... Just declined the option on Napoli, so I don't really see them having a need for a player like Santana, so I think that he ends up sticking in Cleveland, the home of crap, because Cleveland sucks. So let's get into the top 10. First guy on the top 10 list is Lance Lynn, pitcher from the St. Louis Cardinals. Lance Lynn is a big, lumbering son of a bitch. I probably see him signing with the Chicago Cubs. Chicago needs to fill a couple pitching slots. John Lackey, more than done in Chicago. And Jake Arrieta moving on. We'll get to him later on this list, but they're going to need to fill that gap. And I see Lance Lynn signing with the Cubs to replace that John Lackey position in the rotation. Number 9, Jay Bruce. Bruce. This guy, I hate this guy. I hate Jay Bruce. I don't know why. I just think he sucks. But you know, he's looking for 5 years, $80 to $90 million right now. The only team dumb enough to give that to him, I think, is going to be the Toronto Blue Jays. Probably on a 4 or 5 year deal, probably in the $75 to $90 million range. He's essentially going to go out there and be an absolute plug. He's not good. I don't think he's very good at baseball. That's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Okay? Jay Bruce, you suck. You're going to end up in Toronto. Have fun with that. Number 8, Alex Cobb. I think this is the most underrated guy on the market this year. Alex Cobb has some disgusting stuff. He's going to end up with the Chicago Cubs as well. He's going to fill that Jake Arrieta hole very nicely. If the Cubs cannot trade for a top 2 rotation guy like Chris Archer, they're going to sign Alex Cobb, and I think Alex Cobb's probably the best way to go. So kudos to you, Chicago Cubs, picking up Lance Lynn and Alex Cobb to fill those rotation slots. Number 6, Wade Davis. Once again, he's going to the south side. He'll be sticking with the Chicago Cubs. He will be their closer for the foreseeable future. They'd be silly to not sign Wade Davis long term. That's a guy that they need to keep within this organization. Number 5, Mike Moustakas. Moose. Yeah, he's a moose, all right. He's a stupid idiot. I hate Mike Moustakas. I hate every single person that plays on the Royals. Once again, just my opinion. Mike Moustakas, coming off an injury-plagued season, put up okay numbers. I think he's still quite overrated. I think that he just fell in a good spot with Kansas City. He's never really amounted to what I think, and a lot of people think that he was going to amount to. I think that this is going to be a 2-horse race between the Giants and the Yankees, but I think the Yankees will pick him up. I think he will have much more success in New York than he would San Francisco, and I don't think he's a dumb guy, even though he's got a stupid face. But I think that he will end up with the Yankees. That short porch and right is definitely something that will play to his strengths, and that's flying out to the outfielders. And in New York, those are home runs. So he's going to go there and he's going to elevate his numbers because that's what he needs, because he sucks. Number 4, Jake Arrieta. Jake Arrieta, he had a bit of a drop in his numbers this year. He came off one of the best seasons that anyone's ever had. World Series win with the Cubs. I see him taking his talents to the American League. I see him ending up in Texas. I think St. Louis is going to make a really big push for Arrieta, but I think ultimately he's going to end up in Texas with the Rangers. The Rangers really need to fill some pitching slots. I think they're going to do most of that by trade, but I think their big gun that they're going to go after is Jake Arrieta. So I see him ending up with the Texas Rangers. Number 3 on the list is... he could arguably be number 1 on this list. He's probably the one Royal that I do not hate, and that's Eric Hosmer. Hoss, he's one of the most dynamic players in the MLB. He's great defensively. He's a great base runner. He can hit for average. He can hit for power. He is clutch. Unfortunately, he's going to be bringing his talents to Boston and Fenway Park. I feel that Boston has lacked at the first base spot for a long time. Sorry, Mitch Moreland, but you are the worst, and they're going to replace you with Eric Hosmer, who is much better than you. So Haas is going to Boston, and we're gonna see Moustakas going to New York, Hosmer going to Boston, that Boston-New York rivalry once again, so we can play 5.5-hour games on Sunday nights that don't end until 2 in the morning. Yippee. All right, number 2 on the list, my boy JD Martinez. He's asking for $200 million. He's asking for a fucking miracle. If he gets $200 million, I will be very shocked. But he, to me, is the best bat on the market. He does have some defense abilities that hamper him a little bit, which is why I don't think he's going to get $200 million. But that boy's bat is nasty. He went off at the second half of the season after the Tigers shipped him off to Arizona. I see the Giants making the biggest play for him. They got a lot of money to spend. Their outfield sucks. Their outfield sucks so bad. They got crazy eyes Pence out there, doesn't know what the hell he's doing. You got old man Denard Span. What the hell is a Denard Span anyways? They signed Michael Morse last year. Who is Michael Morse? Michael Morse's parents don't even know who Michael Morse is. And this guy was playing in the MLB in the outfield for the Giants last year. They need to revamp their outfield, and they need to do so quickly. And I think a bat like JD Martinez is the perfect bat to put into that lineup. Okay, so JD Martinez, you're going to San Fran. I forgot number 7. I apologize. I'm still new at this crap, so I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just having fun. So I forgot number 7, Lorenzo Cain. Lorenzo Cain is also going to go to San Francisco. Like I just went over, San Francisco's outfield sucks. It's a geriatric ward with crazy people in it and people that their parents don't even know who they are, so they're obviously crazy. So Lorenzo Cain, JD Martinez, they're taking their talents to San Francisco to AT&T Park, and that's all about that. Number one guy in the list, number one guy in a lot of guys' lists is Yu Darvish. I call him Pooh Darvish because... I don't really have a reason why I call him Pooh Darvish. I just think it's kind of funny. Pooh Darvish is going to end up, here's the big shocker, wild card spot for Pooh Darvish. He's going to end up in Seattle. Okay? Seattle a couple years ago made that huge play. They got what's his dick out there? Robinson Cano. They've got Nelson Cruz in the last couple of years. They made a lot of trades. Their GM is nuts. Doesn't know how to shut his phone off, apparently, because he accepts every trade that gets proposed to him. But they're going to go they need an arm. They need another arm in that rotation. Unfortunately, King Felix is definitely on the downward spiral of his career. He's injury prone. His stuff is not good anymore. So they need a guy to come in, lead that rotation, and Pooh Darvish is going to be that guy. They're going to spend that money on him because they don't have any other choice, because they are so extremely irrelevant other than that. But Seattle makes the big push, and they sign the big arm on the market. So these are my predictions. In no way do I think half of these are going to be true, but it's just the fun of it. It's the most fun of the MLB season to me, and that's the off season. Predicting where people are going to go, seeing where they sign, how much, and how stupid the general managers in Major League Baseball are for giving guys such huge contracts. It's going to be crazy to see how much money some of these guys actually make. Like, I wouldn't give Zack Cozart more than $15 in a pack of battery acid, and he's probably going to get like $50 million. So that's crazy. So these are my predictions. Comment on the bottom. See what you guys think about these predictions. Am I crazy? Am I on par? Who knows? We'll find out. So check it out, guys. Tell your friends about the page as well. Bird Dog, YouTube. Get people to can't speak anymore. Apparently, I can't talk for more than 13 minutes without not learning or forgetting. See, I can't talk. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So just go subscribe to the page. We're going to have some more fun. Tomorrow I'm going to be out here talking about some outlandish predictions for next year, or through this offseason for MLB. So some trades are going to be in there. It's just some outlandish predictions for myself of what we might see over the next couple months. So like I said, tell your friends, subscribe to the page if you haven't subscribed already. For my 8 subscribers that I got in the last 24 hours, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's all I got to say for today. So until tomorrow, we'll talk then. Take care, guys.